All right. Talk about it with Franjez. Did I do it good? Episode 100. Okay. This is a very special episode. First, you're probably like, who the hell is this girl? So just a very brief introduction. I will be hosting tonight's very special episode. My name is Natalie. And if you've been following Franjez for a while, you've seen him and I collaborate on different things. We don't have to get too much into it. But I figured, I don't know, I was watching you on an interview with Abby, and I was like, you know what, I want to interview Franjez. Like, Franjez just has so many, like, even like random stories. And there's so much about your life that people don't even know. And you always spend the time interviewing and asking other people about their history and what they do. And no one has really had a chance to ask you anything formally. Even when you were on my podcast, we talked about random topics. So I was like, you know, I want to interview him. And then you told me that you were having your 100th episode. So this was like perfect alignment, per usual.
I was thinking of doing it alone. I was like, you know, I'm going to sit in front of the camera and I'm going to just talk.
For real?
But that's whack.
It is whack.
Because then I'm going to hold back on certain things. You know,
and then like a curious person who doesn't know anything about you, they're gonna ask things that you wouldn't even think people would care about.
100%.
But like you'll end up getting more out of you. So yeah. I do have a special introduction that I wrote for you.
Amen.
Well, me and ChatGPT wrote it together.
Big chat.
So welcome to a very special episode of Talk About It with Franjez. Not just because it's the 100th, but because today we're flipping the script. The man who's usually behind the mic, asking the questions, running the show, is finally in the hot seat. He's a podcaster, a YouTuber, a creative force, a deep thinker, a former correctional officer turned mindful philosopher, and someone who's walked through fire to become who he is today. I feel like that was a stretch. I don't know if you walked through fire, but maybe. We're diving into his story, where he came from, what he believes in, how he got here, and why he's not done yet. So sit back and enjoy this episode because I am hosting and we are... Are you okay?
Yeah, I went shut off for some reason, but we're good.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get started. A lot of people already know that you're from Yonkers, right? What part of Yonkers specifically?
Born and raised. Grew up, you know, the tree streets, they call them. I grew up on Walnut Street. They call it the tree streets because this whole area is named after trees.
Oh.
There's oak, there's walnut, there's linden.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so that's where I grew up at.
Okay. And so I really wanted to know...
slums.
Was it really the slums?
Of course.
Okay, explain.
Poverty.
What makes it... Oh,
Poverty,
okay.
crime, but it was beautiful. The 90s were beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was so much community and family. Even though there was all that other shit going on, it all wraps around poverty. That's what makes it the slums.
So speaking of family, what was your family dynamic? And I'm really curious how you were as a kid.
All right, so I'm the youngest. My brother's 5 years older than me. My sister is 10 years older than me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Grew up with both parents in the house. Poor as hell. My mom cooked every meal of the day. We never ate out. We never went out. We never went on vacations. We never went to... the two places we would go to is Orchard Beach, which I still go to today. I love it. It's like home. It really is home. And what's that amusement park over there in Rye? Playland. Playland was like...
Oh my God, I haven't met
that was like going to Disney.
So really?
That's all we did. Those are the two main things we ever did.
So never travel. Have you been away? Like, have you? Well, you have.
Course,
You've been to a lot of different
absolutely.
places.
With the family, we did a few times, though.
Okay.
We drove to Florida for a wedding,
Yeah.
my godmother's wedding. One time went to DR all together.
Okay.
That was a big trip.
That's nice.
That was a big trip. One time.
Yeah. So how were you as a kid, personality-wise? I can't picture little
You
Franjez.
know, energetic, always into food. I was always in the kitchen asking my mom, what are you cooking?
Really?
So that's why I'm into food. I was always in the kitchen.
And you cook?
Yeah, I cook.
So you were saying as a kid you were energetic, you always loved food. What else?
I was looking up to my brother.
Okay.
So whatever he was into, I was just following along. All the movies he watched, the shows he watched.
What did he watch?
Video games.
Like, what was his vibe?
Wrestling was the thing. WWF was the thing.
Okay.
That was like I wanted to be a wrestler.
For real?
Like I was like so infatuated with it. I loved it.
Did you have a wrestler name?
Yeah, I was the Cosmic Killer. We used to make our own wrestling videos and everything.
You're lying.
Yeah.
You were
I was
making
Cosmic
videos
Killer.
back then?
Yeah. I was always.
Wait,
my mom always had a camcorder in the house. That's really how it all started. She always had a camcorder.
Wrestling with your brother and y'all would be like, yeah, let's just record it?
Yeah, and our friends. We had a whole thing. It was called, what was it called? Damn, I would need a minute to remember the name of the organization.
That's fire.
WWO, World Wrestling Organization. That's what it was. That's what it was.
Oh
I made
my
belts and
God.
everything. I had a cardboard.
So you were filming from back then? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to get into the filming stuff. So I want to hold on. But that's mad cool. You already had that in you. I wanted you to think of a moment in your early life that you feel like shaped your view of the world now. Like maybe something that you could be like, oh, because this happened in my childhood, this is why I feel this way or think this way. Anything that sticks out.
There's so many things.
It could be like the most random if you want.
That's a tough one, actually. Let me come back to that one.
All right, fine. We'll come back to that.
I'll definitely come up with something.
Okay, so what I really wanted to get into is...
Actually,
you ready?
The food and the filming. Literally.
And the filming.
And it's funny, my mom's behind both of those. She was the reason we had a camcorder in the house.
But was she into filming stuff too? Like all the time?
Just family birthdays.
Stuff.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. But there was no one else that was like doing it, right? Like did you have like a young or older someone in your family that was filming? Or was it just something that you just did? You know what I mean?
Nobody was into film like that.
So literally, you just had it.
Literally, it was just...
Wow, God planted it in your brain. Okay, so... Talk to me about high school years because I'm trying to understand when you made the shift from like, you always say, I used to be a piece of shit. And then you're like, and I know kind of a little bit of the story of how you changed, but I want to know what kind of led up to being a piece of shit, if that makes sense.
You know, now that I see life differently, I think it's my domino effect. Mm-hmm. What you put on today's domino leads into tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So it was the music I was listening to, the friends I had, the shows I was watching, the movies. Is literally, it's all an influence. So like I was thinking recently, like why would I used to talk bad about women, like just whatever, and it was really because the music. The music paints this picture of how a man's supposed to be. 'Cause I used to listen to rap. Rap is like number one to me. So it's like they paint this picture of how a man's supposed to be and how you're supposed to treat a woman. And that was just my...
Right, so you weren't listening to the R&B songs when they were crying
never,
in the
never
leather
R&B.
suits in the rain.
I never liked R&B. I still don't like R&B. The Weeknd is the closest thing I would get to that.
The Weeknd. He's toxic as shit. What?
There you go.
Okay.
So it's the influence.
So then in high school, what high school did you go to? Gorton, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how were you in high school? Jock? Nerd?
I was on the wrestling team in junior high school.
Okay.
But I loved wrestling. Everything was wrestling.
Were you a fighter though? Like like in the streets? Like let's say people like bully, whatever.
I fought, I wouldn't say in the streets, a few street fights, but in school I was always fighting. Yeah. Because like wrestling goes hand in hand with that. Yeah. The testosterone and all that. Yeah, 100%.
Were you an aggressive person?
I wouldn't say aggressive.
No.
Nah. I was always happy. And,
I
was always happy and friendly. I always had friends.
Yeah.
Even when I was in like, I think it's elementary school, I was cool with the special ed kids. I was cool with everybody because that's just who I am. Till this day, I'm cool with everybody.
Were you big on like the dating scene in high school?
High school, no. That's where I met my daughter's mother.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
We met, I think it was 11th grade or 12th grade.
How was that?
What do you mean?
I can't picture you. You're so like serious all the time, or like I don't know, whatever. Your demeanor, right? I can't picture a girl being like, "Oh, he's nice enough where I would let my guard down and date him."
I was definitely
so like, did she approach you, or were you more like the?
I definitely was trying to get to her.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot how it all happened. I think it might have been through a friend, a common friend, or something like that. But yeah, I wasn't a psycho in high school.
Yeah.
I was into cars. I had a street racing crew called Team Deegan. I created it. I had a 4-door Honda Civic. Gray primer, slammed out on the floor, loud, just music,
obnoxious
sound
as
system,
fuck.
all that. I loved sound systems.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, I would get a car for the sound system. Like, knocking reggaeton and my sound system was like the best feeling in the world.
That's amazing.
That vibration, that bass, I loved
And that's what
that.
people used to do back then.
100%.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So, okay. So you guys got together and then you had your daughter at what age?
20.
And how was that when because at 20, you're like old enough, but you're still very young. So what? Oh, yes. Guys, like we're cracking that open. We are celebrating.
Episode 100. Amazing.
But yeah, what was that like when she was like, hey, we're having a baby? Were you ready to be a father? Are you ever ready to be a parent?
What sucks is we were on bad terms at the time. It was already like shaky. So it was like all right, let's take it more serious now. And then it lasted about a year after she was born. And it was...
Did a part of you kind of think that that's what it was going to be anyway? Or were you hopeful?
You know, it's crazy looking back. When I was a kid, I used to tell my mom, I don't want kids. I don't want a little brother, little sister, all that. And then I started saying, I'll never get married. And then I started saying, maybe I'll have a kid, but if I do, it has to be when I'm young because I don't want to be an old man with a little kid. So it's like I spoke these things into existence.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not like hoopla, like just putting it out in the air and it happens. It's like the domino. It's like what you believe, ingest, and talk about. That's really what you become.
Yeah.
You don't know anything else.
And you were saying it probably like so adamantly.
100%.
With that conviction that you really put that energy out there.
100%. My mom, she wanted me to do communion and confirmation. I did the communion and I hated it. And I told her I don't want to do this. She's like, you needed to get married in the church. I said, I don't want to get married. So why do I have to do this?
Oh,
but I'm a little kid, so she's thinking, this guy's crazy. He's just a kid.
Don't know. Yeah.
But I was so serious. Like, no, I don't want to get married. I don't want none of that.
And you just knew those things.
I just felt it since I was a kid. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
So she actually allowed me to not do the confirmation.
So till this day, you've never done it?
And she said, well, I told her, well, it was really her. She said, well, what if you one day want to get married in the church? I said, if that happens, which it won't, then I'll do the confirmation.
But you're still adding the energy of no.
100%.
Like it's not happening.
100%. Tap it.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. That's so crazy. Okay, so your daughter's born. At this time, what are you doing for work?
What, at 20 years old?
When your daughter's born.
At 20, I'm at Pisco Honda.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you worked in a dealership.
Yeah, I started off as a porter, which is just cleaning cars, parking cars, moving them cars around. I was fresh out of high school. And then I moved up to parts driver. So I was delivering parts to other dealerships and other mechanic shops.
So college wasn't an option for you?
Just how I said, I never wanted to get married. I never wanted to go to college,
okay.
Which was crazy. I'm over here just like putting bad things in my mind.
No, but it's not even bad. I feel like who at that age actually says something and then can look back later in their life and is like, wow, it's exactly what I said when I was, how old were you saying this? Like 8, 9, 10, like really young, basically.
There, yeah,
like think about it.
Around like 10,
yeah, around that age. Like for me, I was like, I want to be an astronaut, bitch. Am I an astronaut now? No, like you said it with conviction, and when you look back, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Cheers. So that's exactly what I did. Cheers. Oh my goodness. Very good.
Hell yeah, more easy. Can't go wrong with it.
Okay, so dealership.
Yeah, Pisco Honda.
Okay, so when did you become a correctional officer? Because we need to talk about that.
Right after.
Okay, so wait, before you talk about that though. So correctional officer, and then are you still living recklessly? Yes.
You know.
Or does it build into it?
The reckless peak was, of course, corrections because I had a badge in my pocket.
Yeah.
I felt inevitable.
All right, so let's talk about really quickly because I just find this. Yes, I find that a lot of people, a lot of men will be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a CEO." Like people just say it so casually.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until you had given me a snippet of what your life was like that I was like, wait, there's nothing casual about being a CEO.
Oh hell no.
So I want you to talk a little bit about the training process and then just how it was working there.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm working at Honda. I don't know what I want to do in my life. I don't want to go to college. I don't know what job I want, so I'm just doing that. And I have a friend, I'm still friends with today. He's actually my daughter's godfather. I'm his son's godfather. We're still close to this day. And he had his, I don't even know if it's his brother-in-law. It's his girl's sister's man.
Okay.
Brother-in-law, I guess?
Yeah.
He was a correction officer at the time. And he was like, recommended it to us. Like, yo, just take the job. It's not that bad. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'll take the test. I passed it. And I just went with the flow. I just went with it. Like, all right, they gave me the job. I'm accepted. Let me go to the academy. So you take a test. You have to pay for it. It's like $50 or something like that. Take the test. And then you're ranked. So, like, if you get 100, you're getting called right away. I think I got maybe high 80 or something. Maybe 89. I don't remember.
Dweeb.
So, yeah. I hated school. So, they finally called me like 2 years later. And I just went with it. I left Honda and I went straight there. So it's 2 months of academy up in Albany. You have to drive there Sunday night in a suit, and then you have to leave Friday night in a suit. Yeah, it's boot camp. It's military style.
Are you working out in the suits?
It's no. It's just, you just show up and leave in the suit. Yeah.
Okay.
We have PT uniform, which is physical training. We have that uniform, and then we have our regular CO uniform where we go to class and we go to.
What are the workouts like?
So it's an hour in the morning, hour in the evening, outdoors. No matter if it's raining, snowing, if it's hot, if it's cold, we're outside for an hour. It's military, no matter what. Like before the sun comes up, we're outside working out in formation.
But I'm worried. I'm curious why they make you. Well, I get you have to be in shape, I guess, to deal with inmates.
100%.
But do you really feel like you have to be in shape?
100%.
What were you? Did you have to carry people?
I've
Like what?
done it all,
Okay,
yeah.
so what is a day? What is a schedule? What does it look like? I need to know. I'm fascinated.
All right, I work 3 to 11. So at 3 to 11, it's more the calm shift because 7 to 3 is it's like business hours. That's when all the medical trips are happening. Inmates going to the hospital if they need to see a doctor, if they're going to court. That's all happening 7 to 3. So 7 to 3 is hectic. It's all transportation. It's nuts. 3 to 11 is more calm in a sense where there's less of that shit, but everybody's just
Inside.
and everybody's just fucking around. And it's just at 3 o'clock. Let's say I have a block, which is the worst thing in the world.
What's a block?
A housing unit.
Oh, okay.
So you would get on the block. The 7 to 3 officer will brief you. Inmate in cell 4 tried to kill himself, so I sent him to the hospital. Inmate in cell 31 punched inmate in cell 1, so they're both in the blah, blah, blah. And he has to run down everything that happened in the last 7 hours, and it's just chaos. It's
Of course.
chaos. And I'm like, all right, thanks.
It must be like pages of shit at that point. It's like the first hour of your shift.
Literally,
it's the debrief.
Because it's all in a logbook. Every second of the day is logged. Everything is accounted for. Every little detail. And that's why I think I'm good at like the Live Life Weekly and all that stuff.
I see.
Because everything, and I'm what's the word? Accountability.
Yeah.
My accountability is 100%. My patience is great.
Yeah.
Because like when you have no option, you have to do this. You have to write everything that happens. And I did a lot of suicide watches, and you literally have to write. It depends what type of sick fuck is you're watching, but it's usually 30-minute rounds. So every 30 minutes, I got to log in the book what he's doing. So if he's in there banging his head against the wall, banging his head against the wall. If he's sleeping, sleeping. If he's eating, eating. If he's shitting, shitting.
Every 30 minutes,
every
that
30
person.
minutes. Every 30
but is that
minutes.
person and also other people?
Yeah,
They're
well,
also on like a rotation?
If it's a suicide watch, you have to just watch one.
Just
You
watch
can't
one
take your eyes
person.
off him.
Oh, shit, yeah. Because
You
you're responsible.
need a relief. Yeah, because as soon as you walk away, he could kill himself.
Did anybody ever?
Try?
Yeah.
100%. I've
Did
cut
they
people
succeed?
down. No, not around me. They succeed all the time.
Oh, wow.
But definitely not on my watch.
Wait, hold on. You've had to cut someone down?
Yeah. I've saved a few lives in there. There's one.
Franjez, what?
Yeah, fires, everything. I've been in fires, like dragging bodies out of fires.
Franjez! Not you laughing.
No, because I'm desensitized to this shit now. Suicide is nothing to me now.
This is like a movie.
It is a movie in there. It really is. It's like living inside of a movie. People getting cut, people fighting. It's just everything you could think of.
Oh my God. Okay.
It's insane.
So doing that, I could imagine, took a toll on your mental health.
Hell yeah.
Can you just explain what was happening to you while working
I was
there?
numb the whole time. I was drinking like a savage.
Okay.
7 days a week.
Okay.
Right after work.
7
And
days a
sometimes on the way to work, I'm drinking. I used to have a cooler in my back seat with beers. I used to sometimes drive to
to get
work
through.
drinking.
I don't even blame
And
you.
I would love those days. When I go hungover, I loved it. When I went a little buzzed, I loved it. I was just a little more reckless, so I just fit in a little more.
And did you fuck with the inmates? To be honest,
a little bit. I worked with the females for a few years too.
Yeah?
My first few years was in the only maximum in the whole state for
How
females.
was it working with women?
The worst thing in the world. I doubled my commute to work with men. I ended up working in Fishkill just so it could be more.
Wait,
at
what
ease.
was the difference? What was happening with the women?
Men don't talk. They're about action.
Right.
Women are not about action. They just want to
Talk.
And there's these blocks in the women facility where it's a big ass room of bunk beds. 70, I think it was like 78 of them. I forgot the exact number, but it's 78 something, maybe 80 inmates. And you have to control all of these women. And how can you control one woman?
How? And it was just you alone?
Just me.
Wait, I
Locked
need to
in.
know what you did.
You just have to run the block. If it's chow time, you got to let everybody out. You got to do counts, 2 counts.
They try to fuck with you?
Nah, not really.
Okay,
Not
okay,
really.
okay,
No.
okay, okay.
Nobody ever really tried to fuck with me.
Yeah, you don't really. You're just
The men
so
tried
serious.
to test you though.
Yeah, of course.
They said shit like, you want to have a good day or a bad day? And I'd be like, whatever you want, I'm down. Because you can't let them break you.
Yeah.
Even if inside I'm bugging out, like, oh my God, this is really happening.
Were you bugging out?
Sometimes, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Insane stories I got.
I mean, dragging people out of fire is insane. Having
100%.
to cut people down.
Yeah. All that.
Hold on, because I need to.
So much.
Let's take a pause on that.
All right.
No, because it's gonna tie into what I want to get into. But I want to talk a little bit about even just you in your definition of being a man, right? I want you to talk I don't know if like maybe your culture is what shaped that, those ideologies or just something, but like what does being a man mean to you? And how has it changed from when you were younger?
I wasn't a man
Especially
when I was
considering
younger,
all that you've been through right now.
I was just a boy.
Yeah.
Looking back, I was lost. I was just literally doing anything. Just numbing myself and keeping busy and just destruction. Just partying and just drinking and just stupidity.
So what do you think being a man is now?
Definitely accountability. Patience. All those, you know how they say, was it a high level man? Was that
high value?
High value. So that's what I see a man. A man of that's high value is he's about his shit. He's about his word. His word is bond. You could trust this person.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Everybody can trust this person. Everybody in this person's life sees that person as the same way. That he's a man. He got his shit. When he's in the picture, he's on time. He's gonna do his job. He's good. And you could be working at McDonald's, but if you're doing everything in your life perfectly, you're going to work on time, you're doing your job, you're paying your bills, you're sleeping, you're eating decent, maybe you're even exercising, like all the right things. Yeah, you're a man. You could cook for yourself. Yeah. You know how to cook. Yeah. All that good stuff. Yeah. You're constantly growing. You don't think you know everything. All that. Yeah. How every human should be. That's what a man is. Same thing for a woman. That's what a real woman is too. You're about your shit and you can do everything you need to do, no matter what. I'm so
glad you brought up women because I wanted to talk about dating. I have to. Yeah. I have to. People want to know about you. So you are currently single.
Married.
You're not married.
I'm married.
You're married?
Yeah.
But like you're not romantically involved with someone.
I love her.
What?
Yeah.
Franjez, wait a minute. Hold on. No, wait. I need a sip. Hold on.
I'm just a very private person. And
wait, so hold on, because you've said multiple times in different platforms that you want to be single forever, fuck dating. If a woman has any little flaw, fuck her. I'm gonna write her off. And I was ready to get into all those things.
Let's still get into it because that's really me. But it's like it's weird because podcasting, you have to be honest with everything you say.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to speak my ideology and then it doesn't reflect what I'm really doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like I understand relationships and it's so difficult, and that's why I always say being single is so easy, because it's both people have to be a mate, like we were saying, man, a real man, a real woman. Both people have to be a real man and a real woman. And then they have to be honest with each other, and it's just it's constant work and constant growth.
Constant. If you don't want to do it, then it's not worth it.
Forever, you got to work at it.
But are you married or not?
100%. Legally married and all.
Legally married. But some people are legally married without...
And I love her.
So you love her?
Of course.
I'm so confused. See, this is what I mean. Like, I know you, but I don't know you.
I'm very private.
Do you care to elaborate? Because people are confused.
That's why I don't bring it up. That's why I'm talking about it. Because it's very confusing. Because I'm the type of person that would tell somebody, never get married, never have kids, don't do none of that.
But
it's a setup. It's a scam. Yeah.
You had a ceremony?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like a big wedding. No.
Okay.
No. But yeah.
I feel like you've lied to me this whole time.
Nah, it's just, if I want to just talk about how I feel about relationships,
right,
I just got to go all in on
I
that.
I get it.
I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm married and I love it.
Okay, so how does your
bitches.
significant other feel about your lifestyle, your content creation?
You know, she accepted me for who I am.
Okay, cool.
I'm me.
You're you.
And she knows who I am. Straight up.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but we could still talk about
100%.
it. Well, I do have a more specific question. So... Is perfectionism in dating, which is something that I feel like you were looking for, perfection, and you were like, well, if I can never find perfection, then fuck it, I'm just going to give up.
100%.
So Is perfectionism in dating just another version of procrastination with love?
I wouldn't say so. It's kind of a procrastination in you growing and who you are. Because the old me used to not trust anybody. I used to be I used to see everybody negatively. I used to just feel like everybody has an ulterior motive, even though people do, but it's like, it's not that serious the way I used to think of it. I forgot what's going on with this. What was the question?
Well, the procrastination. Do you feel like you're just procrastinating?
Nah, it's not procrastination. It's just you have to grow as a person to know who you are, so you know who you want and who you're looking for.
Yeah, I agree.
Because picking a life partner is it is the most difficult thing. What else is a lifelong decision besides like a tattoo or something?
Yeah.
You know?
That you forget about, because I forget about this one all the time.
Yeah, straight up.
Wow. I'm still like reeling because I'm like, I feel so like lied to, but it's fine. Are you? I gotta tell Abby this shit.
You know,
he knows, and he be the one he perpetuates.
He's confused too.
Oh, so you're doing it to both of us?
No, everybody.
So
like I said, it's a private life.
And this person still exists?
Of course.
Like they're.
I was just texting her, yeah.
This is so wild. I'm like curious now. Who is the mystery woman? Oh my God. Maybe episode 200 you could bring her out.
Wow, 200.
That could be fire, and then she could interview you.
Woo!
That could be fun. Oh, that would be
She got the
I
real
need
questions.
to produce it.
She got the questions.
I'm sure she does. Girl, I'm ready. What is tea? Let's talk about it. We can do the outline together.
Wow.
All right, so I want to go back to the CO because you said that you were lost during that time, right? Now is when you can say that you were lost. Obviously, when you're doing it, you don't realize it. But do you feel like you can tell me what you were looking for during that time?
Partying. Just fun.
Fulfillment.
Just extreme. I wanted to top every night with the next night.
And I'm assuming it's because you knew your day was going to be hell. So it's like, let me make
Looking
the night
back,
fire.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I was also into partying, and my group of friends were into partying too. So I don't think the job would have made a difference in like what I did after work, but how hard I went, it was definitely because of the badge in my pocket.
Yeah. And you have a friend during that time. How did you meet? The friend that kind of helped shape your change?
My man.
Where did you guys meet?
Actually, a girl I was dating at the time. That's his cousin.
Oh, his cousin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I stopped talking. Me and her just completely stopped talking, and then he became my roommate. And that's when it all started like seeping in, like, because it's funny. Look, thinking back, I just made this connection right now. Growing up, I shared a room with my brother, so he was the most influential. So when this kid moved into my apartment, I was just watching what he was doing. We're talking, and it's just like this whole different perspective. Shit I never heard about. All my friends are degenerates, so this guy's actually like.
What was he doing? Yeah, talk to the people. What was he doing? What were some things that were different?
Everything right. He was eating right. He was sleeping right. He was not drinking and smoking often. Like he'll partake here and there, but barely. He'll rather be home reading the Bible, reading a book, listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast. He was always growing, seeking, learning. Till this day, he's a very devoted Christian. And yeah, it is all that good shit.
But he didn't, you said they used to watch him or hear the things he would say. He never actively tried to give you a book to read or
not like that. Nah, but we'll talk. Me and him talk real good, real deep conversations. So I knew where he was coming from, and we'd talk back and forth. And I was a psycho back then, so everything was like, "Nah, you're crazy. God, that don't exist. Jesus, get the fuck out of here." You know?
Oh my God, that must have been so irritating.
Of course. And he's like, bro, think about it. I'm like, get out of here with that. Yo, you want a beer?
I want to smoke a little something. You want to hear a little bit?
He was so
then
different.
How do you go from basically heckling someone to all of a sudden like, I'm interested?
Because I started doing my own research. I started, I don't remember what book, maybe, it might have been The Four Agreements. That might have been that's the number one book I recommend people. It's short and it really opens your mind. That might have been the first one I read. I would have to go back to my notes to see which is the first book I read, but definitely he put it in my mind to read those types of books, because before that I would only read memoirs. Memoirs are my favorite books. To this day I like memoirs because I like true stories.
Okay.
Like my favorite movies are based on a true story.
Yeah. So you started reading books. Then slowly, I'm assuming you get into practicing certain things, meditation, or is that later on in the journey?
I don't remember when that came about, because this all started like 2018. The end of it, 2018, is when I started really opening my mind up to everything. So I don't remember when the meditation and all that started.
Yeah.
But definitely that was around the time where I was doing all the mushroom experimentation and opening my mind heavy.
Did he participate in those things with you?
Never. I don't know if he ever did it without me, but no.
Yeah.
No.
So, was there anything that specifically stuck out, I guess, during that time that you were like, okay, this is it. I am completely done. I'm changing my life. Because, okay, you can research things, but you're still just kind of ingesting information. When do you actually make, like, that's it, I'm done with the bullshit?
It's funny. January 2019, I quit corrections. That's when I was like, yo, I can't go back in there. Like, now that I'm like, I realized what's going on. Like, why would I lock my way? I started realizing what's important is time, freedom, all that stuff. Money is not that important. So nobody wants to be in prison, but I'm locking myself in for a little paycheck. And mind you, New York State Corrections is the lowest paid department in the whole state.
It should be the highest paid.
But it's because there's facilities throughout the whole state, even up north where cost of living is so low. So those people will live like kings and queens, which they do right now. So they don't want them to live like fucking even better than they are already.
I think that's so interesting what you said, though. Like, you were like, I can't go back to corrections now that I know this. Yo. That is like the perfect example, though, of like how much our ignorance can keep us enslaved and shit.
Easily.
And then the minute you are awakened, your life is literally never the same. Like, you can never go back to that shit. That's so fucking wild.
Come back to work. I'm like, nah, it's over. I already gave my resignation
people you
letter.
know are still working there, like
Absolutely.
to this day?
Absolutely.
Just
miserable. And because the department gets worse every single day. Every single day. I left at the perfect time.
Yeah.
They just started giving body cameras. So the inmates use that against them.
Do they?
Yeah, because you're literally not supposed to touch an inmate unless something's happening. Unless they're being, disruptive, like if they're being violent.
Right.
That's the only time you're supposed to hold them and cuff them and stuff like that. But besides that, you're supposed to just let them ride out. They're supposed to be able to yell in your face and you're just supposed to take it. Now with the cameras, now it's like we can't even regulate the way we're supposed to regulate. This is how crazy it was. Short story. The facility I used to work at, it's a reception facility, meaning when you get sentenced, let's say you commit a crime in New York City, you go to Rikers for a year, you finally get sentenced, then you do state time. Then now you're sentenced, now you go to the state. You're in Rikers while you're going to court, fighting your case. Like Diddy.
Oh man, Diddy's done. Nobody's talking about that anymore.
Because he's coming home.
Stop.
All the news has been positive lately on his end.
You're lying.
Where it's like, we got nothing on him. We got nothing on him.
They have nothing on him?
Besides him beating up Cassie?
Yeah.
But I don't even know how much of a crime that is. To beat somebody up years ago? Like, what crime do they give people like that? I don't even think that's a real crime. That's like a misdemeanor to physically beat somebody up.
I wonder if anyone's going to care. We'll see how it plays out.
I can't wait. I want him to come home. It's Diddy, yo. He raised us.
Franjez. I mean,
he raised us.
I have my thoughts. I can't. He raised us goes crazy.
Hell yeah, he did. Did he not? Your whole childhood got Diddy in it.
It does. Yo, Diddy has so many songs. When they're like, cancel Diddy, get his songs off Spotify. Absolutely not. That's like half of Spotify.
R. Kelly, I understand it. But not Diddy. Diddy's nowhere near that psychoness.
I don't know the ins and outs. If they were consenting adults, then I don't see what the issue is.
So let me continue my story.
Yes, go ahead.
Reception prison, like I said, it's where the inmates first hit New York State grounds.
Okay.
So they get processed. They get a mental health evaluation, everything, blood work, blah, 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 blah. And then they get spread around the state wherever they belong. Like if you have a drug problem, they'll send you to a facility that helps people with drug problems. So where I worked was that facility where you first touch ground. So to set the tone for inmates, how New York State Corrections works, it's a bus of inmates that get off. Let's say it's Rikers, so it's a bus. All the inmates are shackled together by the ankles.
By the ankles, yeah.
So they call it the chain gang. So they're all walking in.
Oh my God.
The biggest guy or the most disruptive guy, because there's always one in the pack that's being a piece of shit. So, so they either pick that guy or more than likely the biggest guy in the group. They'll take his shits off and they'll beat the living shit out of him in front of everybody else. And then they'll drag him away and put him on the other side of the facility. So none of those guys ever see him again. So they think they killed him. Or he's in the hospital somewhere.
Stop.
Just to set the tone. Like, all right, you see what happened to him? And he was the biggest motherfucker out of all of y'all. Now y'all know how to act. And then they'll...
Yeah, but now with the body cameras, they can't do that.
Can't do shit. Can't even set the tone. Now they come in setting the tone.
So things are going bad for the COs.
100%.
But the inmates are getting upgrades every year.
They're doing good. Yeah.
Wow.
Now they got tablets. They could download music and stuff and be in their little cells playing whatever they want to play.
Can they watch TV? They have
some facilities have TVs in the cells.
That's
They're
ridiculous.
Living good. Phone time, they got it all. Conjugal visits, all that. They got it all. They got it all. They got treated pretty good in this country.
Look at that. Look at that.
Tax dollars.
So I want to talk about now your framework, the Live Life Weekly.
Woo!
And I have some questions into it. So it's a framework. Okay, right? You say that the book isn't just a book, that it's a system. So what broke down in your life that made you realize that you needed structure, not just motivation?
You know, first thing that came to my mind was corrections. And that was the biggest structure ever. Like, you have to show up on Sunday. Believe it or not, this is the exact suit.
Stop.
From 2010 when I got the job.
Stop.
The exact same suit.
Wait, can we just pause for a moment too? Let's have a mindful moment. No, because this is fire. 100th episode of recording of your podcast.
More Weezy in the suit.
You quit that CO job when? How many years ago? 2019?
January 2019.
And it's like, you're wearing the suit right now. Like, it's just, no, but that's fire. It's like, yo, I used to wear this to do some shit I fucking hated. That was miserable. And now I'm wearing it and I'm doing something I love. Yeah. Like, that's a moment. That's
but
fire.
I actually love that I went through corrections.
Yeah.
Because, movies influenced me. I don't know about everybody else. Everything influenced me so much.
Yeah.
And Blood In, Blood Out, you know that movie? One of my favorite movies. And maybe like half or maybe like a third of the movie is in prison. One of the kids goes to prison. One of the Mexican gang members goes to prison. And it's deep, deep prison scenes. It's actually filmed with real inmates in San Quentin. You know what San Quentin is? San Quentin is the West Coast version of Rikers. Those two are the worst prisons in the whole country. And that's in California and LA. Ridiculous. It's worse than New York. I think it's worse than New York.
Really?
The way it is over there, yeah. So that movie is filmed
Honestly,
in there.
Believe it.
Huh?
I could believe it.
Yeah, and they filmed it in the prison, and all the extras are real inmates.
That's so crazy.
The feeling in that movie is intense. I love that movie.
Because I know those inmates turned it on. Like, what, to be on camera? We about to go crazy.
Hell yeah. And so working in a prison was literally like working in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, I at a certain point I was enjoying it, but was I institutionalized? You know, was I just numbing myself? Was I just convincing myself?
Yeah.
Or was I really just
awakened though?
Yeah. Or was I really just out of sleep that I was like, yo, this is dope. I hated it, but I'm like, yo, this, because when shit goes down, it's like a movie. It's really fucking dope. It's dope.
Yeah.
But it sucks.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that.
Like when I got asthma. When I was in that fire, they took me to the hospital to check my asthma and all that shit. I was okay. I was
back
fucked
to work
up
the next day. I'm
when
sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
When my adrenaline was crazy when I was in the heat of the moment. When I went outside, like I couldn't breathe. I was fucked up. I was sitting on the floor because I was dragging people.
Oh my God.
It's a lot to drag people. It's stupid weight.
So wait, the fire story, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was an inmate who wanted to kill himself. He wanted to light
So
himself
this
on
is the female
fire?
facility.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you a short story exactly what happened. So it was every female inmate is fucking another female inmate, even if they're straight. They're fucking and then
Orange is the New Black.
And then they go on the visit room and they're with their family, kissing their husband and all that. Meanwhile, they got a girlfriend and everything. It's disgusting in there. So there was this one girl, big chick, maybe 200 pounds, and she had a little girlfriend. And they make their own dildos in there. So she destroyed her girl so bad she had to go to the hospital with the dildo. So after she came out the hospital, she went to the ICU. In the facility, there's a hospital and there's an ICU. Really nice hospital, AC and everything. Really nice building. And she's in there in ICU. So this idiot's in SHU now, special housing unit. When you commit big crimes in prison, you go to SHU. You get locked away, 23-hour lockdown, 1 hour of recreation, which is locked in but outside. Yeah, you're outside in the cage.
Wow.
Just so you get sunlight.
I'm dead.
It was against the law to keep somebody in for 24 hours.
It's the giggles between the story for me. Like, you are a mess.
Yo, I'm so desensitized to this shit. So now she's in SHU, missing her girlfriend, and I come on the block. And she's like, hey, CO, there's a law library because all inmates are lawyers. They try to fight their own cases. So there's a law library in SHU. She's like, you know that really, really big, the biggest book in the law library? Can I have that one? I was like, nah, I can't give you nothing because there's somebody that comes and does the law library. I'm like, that's not my job. So I just keep it moving. I do my round. I just got on at 3 o'clock. I do my round, make sure nobody's dead, go back to the bubble. I'm writing my notes. And then all of a sudden, smoke is pouring out this bitch's fucking cell. So it shoe is two people. One person has to stay in the I forgot what they call it. It's the bubble where all the controls are, open doors. Some person has to stay there, and then the second is running around doing everything else. So I ran out with the fire extinguisher, and I'm like, pop the cell, pop the cell. She pops the cell. I hit the cell, and it's just smoke everywhere. She lit her whole shit on fire. That's why she was asking for a book. Good thing I didn't give it. It would have been a bigger.
Right.
She lit her clothes, the bed, the pillow, the sheets, all the papers she had in there, mail or whatever the hell she had. It was just a huge flame. So now I shut it all off. There's no fire, but it's just smoke and like powder from the fire extinguisher. And I'm looking there, and I get on the ground because the smoke, I could see the smoke rising off the ground. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get down and maybe I can see her. I get on the floor, and she's on the opposite side of the room, laid out. So I go in there, and I'm like, this camera's watching me. I'm like, I have to fucking act. I got to do this shit. Yeah. So I just dragged her, and she's a big bitch. I dragged her all the way out of shoe. It's crazy because the sergeant that was on that day, he responded. Everybody responded. Everybody that responded, mind you, I'm the asthmatic. They respond. They gave me a break to drag her. They did like 2 feet and ran out. Nobody could do that in that smoke. Mm-hmm. But I guess my adrenaline was just rushing. That they tried, that they ran out. They tried. I'm like,
You were already kind of in it.
I was in it.
Yeah, you were in it.
I was in it.
Already.
It was my job. I knew what I had to do. The cameras are on me. The heater's on. And then we all ended up going to the hospital. They checked us for like, I don't know, some type of smoke, something. Yeah. I don't know what it is called, but yeah.
Oh my
Crazy,
God, that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, giggling between. She's a big bitch. Yeah, I let you gloss over that, but I wanted to like die of laughter. I'm like, wow. And they're going to hate me too because they're like, you let him call us big bitches. But it was funny.
Prison talk, man.
It is what it is.
I don't talk like that on a regular day, but in prison,
no,
you got
listen,
to.
A big bitch is a big bitch. It is what it is.
And she was a psycho.
Okay, so back to that. So Live Life Weekly. What made you want to start, like, write this? What made you, like, what? Is this something you've been working on for a while?
I don't know. Yeah.
Explain what it is briefly.
I'd say, all right, so originally Live Life Weekly was, I wanted to write a big-ass book that lists everything from, like I was saying earlier, good sleep, good diet, exercise, everything, spirituality, all that good stuff. Literally everything about your everyday life that you should do and remove all the shit that you shouldn't do. I wanted a book completely everything. But then I realized it's going to take me forever to write that book. Like, I wanted to do everything in that book, every detail of a good life. Because as I was changing, I realized the impact of all this shit. So I'm like, those people are hurting out here. People need this shit. People don't even think about reading books or opening their minds. Everybody thinks they're perfect. Even people that aren't happy still think, oh, I'm good. Oh, I know that. That book, I heard about that. Oh, I read that one day. But whatever. People just don't really give that much of a fuck. Yeah. So I'm like, it's going to take too long to write this book. That's why I made that 30-page PDF, because I've been trying for years. Ever since back then, I was thinking, how can I explain this to someone where they can understand it?
From basics.
Yeah, because it's very difficult. 90% of human behavior is learned behavior. So how can you change somebody's 90% of them? Like, how can you even begin to speak to somebody and say that 90% is all fucked up because of your whole life? Yeah. Let's start working on the 90% of your whole life, your whole existence. The reason you think the way you think, like, that's insane. How can you do that? Yeah. So I was always thinking, how can I make it simpler? And I finally figured it out with those 4 tools. The daily domino is the main one, because the other 3 are like just to open your mind. Yeah. The perception lens, the perception filter. Yeah. Our whole lives are in our subconscious mind, and everything we see gets filtered through that. So like, if you hate these type of people, your whole life you're going to see hate towards those people. That's just one example.
Yeah, speaking of the perception lens, I had some questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you had you said the way you see the world is not the way the world is. When did your perception change, I guess? Or what made you, like, what do you mean by that, basically?
Well, lately I've been saying this shit, everybody can change the world. I changed the whole world already, because if you change your perspective, you change the whole world, because perspective is how you see everything. So I used to think negative of everybody. Can't trust nobody. Literally, DTA.
Wow.
Don't trust anybody.
Wow.
Like, that was like my life. Yeah. Fuck everybody. I don't trust nobody. Just wild boy. Just that's it. I'm just wild, and that's it. I don't care about nobody, and keep it moving. And it was DMX that said this quote. I don't know how he said it, but he's pretty much saying he trusts everybody. He trusts everybody to be themselves. A liar, you trust them to lie. A murderer, you trust them to murder. Like you could trust everybody to be who they are. Like trust isn't your perspective of trust is just trust people to be who they are, and that shit kind of clicked. Like that's true. Like everybody's who they are, except everybody. And that I also got from looking into Christianity and Jesus' story. I even preached it to my mom. Accept everybody, forgive everybody.
And how do you feel like that mentality changes you or makes you better, I guess, as you move through the world? That
one thing changed me tremendously. Now I don't look at nobody with like an evil eye or like I don't trust it. It's just, I'm accepting you for who you are. And I'll forgive you for whatever. Like, your domino led you to what you did. Your domino led you to where you are today. It's not your fault you're a piece of shit. Your domino or whatever happened in the past or whatever ideology you learned in the past is why you're like this.
So that's what you mean by domino?
The domino is a daily domino. Every day you get to work on your domino. Every day a domino falls and it ricochets and it affects the next day's domino and then the next day's domino. So if in this domino I want a Big Mac today, and I go eat a Big Mac. Tomorrow I'm gonna want a Big Mac, and I'm gonna keep having Big Macs, and it's just gonna keep going. But if in today's domino I say I'm never gonna eat McDonald's for the rest of my life, I'm never gonna have a Big Mac for the rest of my life, it ricochets into tomorrow. Now tomorrow comes, what am I gonna put on this domino? Am I gonna have a Big Mac, or am I gonna repeat yesterday and say I'm never having McDonald's for the rest of my life? That's what the daily domino is. It's kind of like
a clean slate sort of thing, where like every day, every day is a clean slate, and you set forth what the intention is. Yeah, basically.
And you know how people say like, oh, you're not on my frequency. We're on different frequencies. The daily domino helped me realize what that means. Because if your domino is, let's say when I was partying and I'm looking for a wife material at the same time. But if I'm partying and my daily domino is partying, my dominoes is falling in the partying direction. The woman of my dreams is not on this direction. That's what the frequency is. So I associate my daily domino with what people call frequency.
That is so fire to look at it like that.
Your dominoes falling that way, my dominoes falling this way. We're never going to cross paths.
Wow.
Straight up.
And that goes so...
You're not even where I be at. Yeah, we're not even in the same areas. We don't have the same type of friends.
Because a lot of people will say, oh, I want to be fit. I want to be in shape. And then, but their domino is towards fast food and not working out, overeating, 100%. Drinking a lot, whatever. Yeah.
And that's
or
the
I
ego.
want to, like you said, I'm my man who has money and he's so smart and educated, but they're always at the club smoking hookah.
Why would they want you?
Your man is
Why
not
would
there.
they want you? Why would the number one man in the world want you?
He would not want you. Yeah. No. It's true.
You
it's
like
true.
soda and nuggets.
No, it's true. So I love that. I love how you explain that.
Thank you.
How do you personally clean your lens when you feel triggered?
Give me an example of triggered. Like what? Like anger? Like something that makes me mad?
Yeah, I guess. So if you can think about who you used to be before like your journey and how they would react to something that bothered them, instead of you reverting back to that behavior, what do you do?
I would need something a little more specific. What do you mean? Like somebody that makes me
what
mad?
Triggers you.
Something that makes
you mad, yeah.
All
Where
right.
like you probably would, old you would go off or be whatever. Where now you're like, maybe you tell yourself something and it stops you from behaving in that way.
Marriage also taught me patience because it's like relationships are the hardest thing. So it's like the old me was like, everything you say and do, I'm holding against you. Now it's like I gotta calm the fuck down because now I'm hip to the perception that people have and their domino. I don't know what you've been through the last 20 years of your life, but that shaped you. So I can't be mad at the way you're acting, So it's like you have to forgive and
you have
forgive
like some
and
empathy
accept.
to it, yeah.
You have to forgive people and you have to accept people, and that's how you can really learn to love someone, when you can accept them and forgive them.
Okay, so based on the perception lens, right, and what you believe about it, do you think that perception is ever fully clean, or is distortion part of being human?
It's definitely part of being human.
Yeah.
Because imagine unpacking 30 years or something. It's not that easy. Even if you're intentionally working on it every day, it's not easy. But
and then you have new shit that you have to unpack.
100%. New shit happens every day.
Yeah, new shit happens all the time.
100%. So I think it's a constant work. Every day you got to clean that lens.
You talked also about the 3 rooms of the mind. Can you just briefly just talk about what the 3 are?
All right. So the subconscious mind room, that's everything we've ever been through, everything we ever tasted, everything we ever heard, everything we ever felt. That's all stored in there. That's pretty much the perception filter right there. That's where everything gets filtered through. We can't really work on that room directly, but we can indirectly work on it, like with the daily domino.
Yeah.
And in the middle room is the conscious room, and that's where everybody lives, because that's where everything's happening all day. That's when the light's on. That's when all these ideas are floating around. We have, I think it's between 80,000 and 60,000 thoughts a day. So that all happens in the conscious room. So I created the conscious cabinet. So it's a cabinet in the conscious room where you file all your thoughts away. The 3 drawers. The top drawer is your weekly bills, work, sleep schedule, family time, everything you have to worry about, doctor's appointments, and everything you have to worry about for the week is in the top drawer. The middle drawer, everything you have to worry about for the next year. Big bills, yearly goals or whatever the case. And then the bottom drawer is lifelong. So that's all the spirituality and stuff.
Which drawer, this week, this year, or this life? Because that's what you have, right? Which one do you feel like people ignore the most?
That's a good question.
Or what you ignore the most or have ignored?
I think the lifelong one. Because that's the deepest one. That one's even hard to explain.
Yeah.
But it's like this era is so fast paced that a lifelong decision or a lifelong journey, people don't even give a fuck. They want everything right now.
Right now.
I want that bag. I want those shoes. I want that vacation. I want that meal. I want that girl. I want that guy. Everything right now. So to tell somebody, yo, if you do this for the next 20 years. Who's down? Nobody's down.
Like
20 years.
Investing now, so that way when you retire. I'm not fucking investing. I don't give a
pop
fuck
bottle.
about I'm gonna use that money for that. Yep. I got 2 hookahs to buy tonight because my friends is broke. Not facts. That's so true. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, because we're getting into some shit right now.
Through it.
What would you say to someone living entirely in their past room without realizing it? Right now, you're the guru. You know
what's dope? I've been trying to figure out how to explain this to people where we have a physical body, a mental body, and then the spiritual body. So your spirit is who you are. Not your name, not the language you speak, not your job title. None of that is you. That's just the accumulation of what you've done with your life. But you're the person watching the mind. You're the person watching the body. You're experiencing the mind. You're experiencing the body. There's only 2 ways humans suffer in this world, and that's mental suffering and physical suffering. You experience the mental and the physical suffering. So I want to help people detach from the mind and the body. You are not your mind. You are not your body.
Yeah.
You are watching everything happen, but you can control the reaction also. So it's something like that. I want to help people realize you're not your mind and your body. Your mind is an accumulation of all the bullshit you've been through. And if you're living in the past, you're just living in your mind. You're living into shit that don't even exist no more. It literally doesn't exist. It happened once. It fucked you up. You got to work through it and keep it moving and worry about right now.
I think people who are working through it is that they feel like they need to keep talking about it over and over. And I feel like they just ruminate because they're trying to talk themselves like out of a different outcome. And like they think the more they talk about it, they can change what happened. Does that make sense?
Hell yeah.
And it's like you have to learn to let that shit go. Why are you still talking about
100%.
it? So yeah, I love the room. So now the meditation room, very peaceful. Sounds amazing.
It's silent in there.
But to someone who's not used to that, it can be very intimidating. So what advice would you give someone who's afraid to sit with their thoughts?
There's no way around it. You literally just have to do it. Put your phone down, man up, shut the fuck up, and just do what you have to do. It's just like everything else in this world. You want to have a good night's rest, you have to go to sleep early. You want to eat right, you have to eat right. If you want to go to the gym, you have to go to the gym. If you want to stop worrying, you have to stop worrying. You want to meditate, you have to fucking meditate.
Is there a wrong way to meditate?
There's no right way of meditating, actually, because meditation is a constant practice. Nobody's a meditator. Everybody's practicing meditation.
Because I think people feel like they need to sit down, legs crossed,
and be out, and you're fucking blown away. No, it's about being with yourself and being okay with yourself. People are not okay with themselves. People need I used to do it. Even in the shower, I'm playing music.
Yeah.
I'm playing a podcast.
Yes.
I never could be in silent.
Just existing.
Now it's like this is where it's at. The silence, it's the core, it's the base. That's the base of who you are. That silence, that you just being with yourself. And then you could go out and do all the other stuff. You can listen to music whenever you want, but not every fucking pause in your life you have.
I used to be the same way growing up. I needed constant stimulation. I would see my mother doing dishes quietly. And I would be like, oh my God, Ma, you're so depressing. We need music. Put the music on. And literally, it's funny because I called her the other day and I told her, because just last week I was in the kitchen washing dishes by myself, no music.
Look at you.
And I was so calm and I was like, I'm my mother now. But I get it. Like, sometimes you just don't want all that extra shit. I've even gotten to the point that I drive to work with no music.
I do that a lot.
I don't want anything. I just want to hear the road.
Yeah, straight up.
And that's it. And it feels great.
Hell
so
yeah,
I
it
love
does.
what you're saying about that.
100%. Literally, just do it. Everything in life, just do it. That's the only thing that's stopping you from doing it, is doing it.
When you have the domino thing, right? I think now in this, like everything's fast, like you said, and everyone's content creating and putting shit out there, and they think that they're doing a lot. But I want to know if you know, or if you could explain the difference between momentum and motion, and can you have one without the other?
I don't think you can have one without the other. Momentum and motion.
Which to me, I feel like it sounds like the same thing.
But motion could be backwards. Momentum is forwards, right? So
yeah.
movement, you could be moving in the same spot
Yeah.
forever. You could be jumping up and down the same spot. Momentum is definitely forward. I'd say momentum is moving forward. So that's like the domino.
I
where
like that.
You're intentionally doing something that's moving you forward.
And then for you, like, what advice would you give to someone if they started off with a bad day? Like, how would you recommend they can reset their day? What is something that you could, like, or something that you do to reset your day if things are thrown off course?
You just can't take it seriously, because the key to everything is being present. So if it happened an hour ago and you're present right now, it's not affecting you anymore. So it's literally being present, which is one of the hardest things to do for people right now, because it's just the fucking phones, man.
The phones and
it's
the comparison. It's like, wait, but this person is doing this, so I need to get out and I need to do it. And it's like, you don't got to do that shit.
I got to
Just live
scroll,
your life.
I got to watch, I got to keep going. It's like, you be present. While you're present, you're working through your stuff. You can't work through your stuff if you're distracted.
You can't.
So that's definitely the way to get over anything, is being present.
Yeah. You had wrote, I think you wrote this in your book, you don't need more time, you don't need more motivation, you need something to believe in again. What do you mean by that?
It's motivation ain't shit. You can't motivate people, really. You like, do it, go. I say it all the time, but it's like, I only say it because it's just simple words that can hopefully resonate with people.
Yeah.
But that's literally what it is. Just do it. Like, motivation is nothing. What's motivation?
But then what are you believing in?
What do you mean? Me personally?
The quote. You need something to believe in again. So what do people need to believe in?
Themselves. It's literally all inside of us.
Yeah.
That's why the presence and the silence is the most important thing, because it's all inside of us.
It's all inside.
Even with like religion and God, everybody's looking outward. They look up. They like it's not, nothing's out there. Look, it's not out there. For all these centuries.
I close my eyes when I pray.
Huh?
I close my eyes when I pray.
Because it's all inside.
100%.
That's what it is. Stop looking outward. There's nothing out there. It's all bullshit.
Oh my God, this is great.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry, because I have so much shit I'm trying to ask you right now.
Let it rip. We got more bottle left.
Okay. Jesus. All right. So the framework, what do you feel like it's taught you about the balance between discipline and compassion?
Compassion.
And I don't know if you're a very compassionate person, but I feel like you are,
I'm
in the
more
sense
mindful.
of like,
I'm definitely more mindful.
yeah, you are, like, when you say, I understand why you are the way you are, so I accept you. I trust that you're going to just be who you are. But then it's like, I guess, do you give passes to people then in your life who aren't as disciplined as you?
100%.
Do you feel like that fucks with you though?
No.
Okay.
Because the presence thing, when you're present, nothing can fuck with you. Nothing can fuck with you. But it's sad. I try to help people, but majority of people don't want help. My class, nobody showed up. People don't really want help.
Come on.
People don't accept. People don't accept that they need it, and they don't go for it. There's a dope ass quote. The people that want it the most need it the least, and the people that need it the most want it the least.
That is so true. Wow.
it sucks. It's so sad. Like, I don't even need all this growth and more, but it's all I want to do. I just want to keep seeking, learning, growing, and I want to help people.
Yeah.
Some people think they're good. I don't got to read nothing. I'm good. I know that. I know. The Bible, I know what's in there. I used to go to church. I know. You don't know shit.
But they're not your audience. And we really just try to, like, the people around us, like, they're going to be the audience. They're going to, and it's like, they're not your audience.
They don't give a fuck.
But your audience is out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
Because there's so many people who not do exactly what you do, but look at how many motivational speakers there are
100%.
who get paid to talk in conferences of thousands of people around the world.
100%.
It's out there.
100%.
And I can see that for you.
100%.
So,
I hope so.
if your 18-year-old self had this book, what page would he reread?
My man would have threw the whole book out.
No way.
My man would've
Not
said,
even a little bit?
He would've looked at
Nothing
the
would have
cover.
resonated?
He would look at the cover and say, I'm not gay, bro. What you giving me this for? You know, my mom asked me, she's like, aren't those the gay colors? I said, no, my chakras. Those are chakra colors. She said, what's that? I sent her a picture of it describing chakras.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't know what the hell chakras are.
Yeah, she thought it was gay. But 18-year-old
Not even one
me,
page.
18-year-old
Nothing?
me, man.
Okay, so what page would you recommend your 18-year-old self to read? If they were
Oh,
open, let's
definitely.
say.
You know, I wrote it in order. I wrote it like, I see it like this. And the beginning is the narrow side, where I'm slowly opening your mind to what the fuck I'm saying. So the first
part.
the introduction, definitely, but the perception filter.
Perception filter.
That's literally
That's the start.
how we are. That's everything you are.
How you perceive everything affects everything.
100%.
Yeah.
And literally, you could change the whole world just by changing the way you view the world.
All right, so we're gonna get into some more personal reflection.
Let's
So
do
this
it.
is really just you contemplating your life right now.
Damn.
What truth about yourself did you have to face before you could grow? Yeah, let's go
The
there.
first thing that comes to mind is laziness.
Oh, okay.
To this day, I'm lazy. I have to force myself to
Same.
get up and go do something. Even though I'm so busy and I'm still out doing something.
Yeah, but deep down, you don't want to do that shit. Deep down,
No, I
you
mean,
do.
like my filming and my editing,
Yes.
I enjoy it still,
Yes.
but it's like that stuff keeps me busy. But when I'm not doing that stuff, I feed into my laziness. So that's definitely the biggest part of me that, that I still
Have you
need to
had
do.
a lazy day lately? Like a
Yeah.
full veg out all day?
Not a full day. Never a full day. No,
Never a full
never a full
day.
day. A few hours though. I could sit down
Yeah.
and watch a movie and a show or like a long podcast. I watch Joe Rogan podcasts all the time. But this is how I watch podcasts. I'm watching it, which you can also listen, and I'm editing too on my computer. I'm watching on my computer,
Your
and then
habit
I'll leave the
stacking.
audio going, and then I'll
Yeah.
go edit something, and then. So I'm never really 24 hours chilling.
Just laying
Nah,
out.
Not even on vacation.
I need to do better.
I'm walking around. I'm running around.
Really?
I don't like to just sit on the beach on vacation. I'm running around.
I'm a sit on the beach type of person.
No, I don't stop walking. I don't stop walking.
That's how
I
you
want to
stay
see
in shape.
everything. I mean, on vacation though. In real life, I'm lazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
But on
yeah, yeah.
vacation, I want to see this new place.
Yeah.
I want to walk around everywhere. I want to see as much as I can.
I feel that. What's your favorite like place that you've traveled to?
Thailand, 100%.
Really? I
Swam
heard
with
it's
the
pretty
elephants.
affordable too.
Well, the
flight?
flight is stupid expensive, but
Oh.
everything there is stupid
Yeah.
cheap. Like, I wasn't even looking at prices. I was just swiping because I knew everything was stupid cheap. I knew everything was cheap.
Yeah, I've heard
Everything's
that.
like a fraction of American prices.
How was the weather?
I went when it was hot. So the good season is, I believe it's October to like April, maybe something like that. That's the good season. Besides that, it's like I think a lot of rain.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
the best time. It's hot
Okay.
as hell, but it's nice.
How was the food?
The best?
Amazing.
The best. Thai food right now is my favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
Thai
fire.
curry. If you never had Thai curry, definitely have some. It's like a coconut based. It's like, I wouldn't say it's a soup because it's like I had the salmon one, but it like sits in this broth that's like a nice.
Okay. Thick?
It's a big broth,
Okay.
but it's fucking incredible. It's coconut based. It's really really good.
Fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thailand's definitely on my list.
Oh, definitely do. I was swimming with the elephants. It was incredible.
Oh, my
I did the
God.
elephant sanctuary in Pattaya. So I went to
Wow.
Bangkok and I went to Pattaya. Bangkok changed how I see humans.
Really?
Imagine Manhattan, how crazy. Manhattan's Gotham City. But imagine Manhattan where everybody loved each other. Nobody honks the horn. Nobody's speeding.
I
Nobody's
heard
cutting
Thailand
lights.
are like, they're so friendly and loving.
I think it's the Buddhism. Everybody is so peaceful. Everybody just loves each other. It's the
Wow.
most beautiful
That's
thing I've ever
beautiful.
seen. It's congested and everybody's just
Could
loving
you live
each
there?
other. 100%. Mexico, DR, and Thailand are my top 3 places I would live.
Yeah, I want to move to DR too. My family and I
Yeah.
were talking about it.
What part you think? If you would.
Well, my mother wants to live by the beaches. She wants to live in Punta Cana. I don't really.
That's too touristy.
I like Puerto Plata.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
Yeah.
So I would honestly do there, but we already have like apartments in Santiago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know Cabarete?
No, but I've heard it.
Yeah.
I don't think
I haven't
I've
been, but my mom likes that area a lot.
Okay.
It's a small town. It's right on the water. It's on the north side. The weather's always good. And it's a bunch of retired people, like Americans and Canadians. It's really safe and
I'm
nice.
going to look it up.
Real
safe.
Because
my mother's like, I
nice.
want to make sure there's security and that we're safe. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's stupid safe there.
So we'll figure it out.
Hell yeah.
What do you believe now that you never would have believed 5 years ago?
Damn, God.
Yeah, we're going there.
It's like, it's still hard to describe what God is and explain all that shit, but it's like, man, it's hard to put in words.
Ooh, it's deep then.
It's literally hard. Like God. I mean, God. I'm talking about literally God.
Oh, literally God himself or herself or itself.
Yeah, it's not a he or she. You know,
yeah.
That's how people get it fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why people look for it. You know, like he's there, he's coming, he's talking to me. No, it's inside. Just sit with yourself. Stop looking everywhere else. He's not out here. Show me a picture of this guy. Show me any real like interaction in the outside world with God.
So exactly.
Show me.
So okay. So I feel like you still have some of the. Well, no, I agree with what you're saying.
Right.
But you still have some of, I guess, the atheist thing of like, show me, prove it that it's a person.
Yeah, definitely.
But you believe still that there is a higher being.
But I don't believe.
Higher being energetically.
It's the universe.
Yeah.
It's the reason everything's working. The way the world spins, the earth spins, the way we have oxygen, the way we have gravity, the way the trees and carbon dioxide and oxygen and all that is God's work.
Yeah.
But what people have it fucked up is God is not watching over every human being. And the biggest example I could give to people to prove this is like kids that are born with an illness, let's say cancer or whatever. God made every kid. So why would he do that to a child? Literally, if he's the person watching over every human and protecting every human, why is he allowing that to happen?
Yeah.
Why is he allowing murder? Why is he allowing all these disasters? Because he creates the disasters too. God creates everything, and he can't control everything. If somebody is born with a deficiency or a disability, it's God's work, but he didn't purposely do that to that person to because they're a bad person or whatever people think. It's just the way it is. Same thing with animals. Animals reproduce and some come out disabled, dead even. It's just part of life. Things just happen, but that's God. God created the murderers. God created everything and everybody. All the disasters, God created that. It's all him. But he's not walking you through your everyday life. That's ridiculous. There's over 8 billion people on earth. You think God is walking everybody through their everyday life and thinking about things and giving them signs?
Well, then you get into the omnipresent thing.
What's that?
He's present everywhere.
100%.
That's what they teach you in Catholicism.
100%.
So
But
then
not-
he technically is walking with everyone. If you're omnipresent and you're everywhere
In
at the
that
same
way,
time.
yes. Like, for example, the way our bodies work, our souls, our oxygen, he's in us all day, every day. But he's not dodging us from things or,
we decide that.
100%.
We do that.
That's our domino.
Yeah.
Like, he's in every situation. He's in the room
He's
right
there
now.
when you're fucking up.
100%.
But you're fucking up. He's not making you fuck up.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I understand what you're saying. Do you think peace is something you arrive at, or do you have to keep returning to it over and over again?
Every day you got to work on that shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Peace is like the presence. There's only presence. There's only peace in the presence. Nothing else gives you peace.
Nothing.
People be trying to buy things and vacations. None of that is peace.
No.
That's the outer world. Peace is on the inside, and it's one of the hardest things to teach because nobody can sit down with themselves. But if you could, I promise you, will be so fucking peaceful. You'll be so happy with yourself. You're trying to please people and look good for people and all this dumb shit. None of that matters. Nobody matters. You matter. The inside matters. You and your family. That's it. That's peace.
What's something you're still working on, even after all this growth?
Laziness.
Just still the laziness?
I think forever.
No, there has to be something else. I'm sure your wife would disagree. There has to be something else, a character flaw that we're still trying to get in order.
I don't know, man.
I mean, laziness is also a character flaw.
Yeah, it's definitely the worst thing about me. But if I'm
maybe you're stubborn, maybe you're hard-headed still, maybe you still. Well, no, you take accountability pretty well.
I'm pretty open to a lot now. I've really opened my mind to accept everything and everyone. Yeah. So I just feel like laziness stands out the most. I don't know. I don't know.
We're gonna find it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's pry me open.
Out.
Let's do it.
Jesus. What would your younger self think if he could see you now? 100 episodes in, writing books.
I'll be thinking about that
Food
sometimes.
content.
I'll be thinking about that sometimes.
Like.
I think he'd be happy.
Yeah.
Because he was lost in a sense where he didn't know what the fuck he wanted. He didn't want to go to school. He didn't want marriage. He didn't want kids. He didn't want anything. He just wanted to be with his friends and party and chill and just do dumb shit, race, cars. And he would look at me, I don't know, he might think I'm a loser because I'm not doing what I was doing back then. I don't know.
He might.
But I think the creative side he would love. Yeah, 100% the creative stuff, he would be like, damn, that's a dope book. Like you wrote that, like that, it makes sense, everything spelled good. Like filming, editing, the camera quality, the audio quality, he would definitely be like, yo, that's dope.
Okay.
100%. He would look up to all the quality and all the art and the creation and the music even, like everything. He would look into everything and say, that's dope. Even the studio.
Yeah.
He'd be like, damn, this is nice.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. You opened this studio.
Yeah, October.
Actually, I think we can take a pause on reflecting and we can just reflect on all the different shit you do. Because it's not just this podcast.
Social media, management for some businesses here in Westchester. I even act in some of their, it's so crazy, this pizzeria in White Plains.
You were acting?
The owner didn't want to be the face of the content, so he asked me to do it. So I'm the face of his content.
Okay.
So I do it all. I literally do it all. It's crazy. I'm busy every day. I'm filming and I'm editing literally 7 days a week. It's insane.
Yeah, we have a podcast workshop to do this week too.
Thursday, yeah,
Jesus Christ. I forgot about that shit. I saw the email. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm glad we got it all set though.
Yeah, we're good.
We have it so simple.
Yeah, we're good, but holy shit. If listeners take one thing from today, what do you hope it is?
Do it. Just fucking do it. The domino effect is a beautiful way to help you and guide you to do it. Whatever it is you want to do, you just have to do. It doesn't even have to be every day because what I teach in the Daily Domino is 12 pips. The pips are the circles on the domino. So the biggest one is the 12 one. That's the best day ever. You hit all 12. But every day doesn't have to be a 12. You can have a 4 day where you do 4 amazing things. You work on your sleep. You work on, let's say, your finances. You budget that day. You eat good. You exercise. And then you talk to your loved ones.
So there's 12, you call it 12 pips?
12 pips, yep.
Where do you get pips from?
That's the name of those circles on the domino.
Oh, that's what they're called?
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Shit.
I just learned that too when I was creating it.
When I was reading, I'm like, what the fuck is a pip?
Yeah,
but I have to ask
I was going to
him.
say dot, spot. I'm like, let me keep it official.
Yeah,
and say
keep it
pip.
official.
Yeah.
Do you remember the 12 off top
No,
or no?
no,
Okay,
no.
fuck, because I wanted to address it. Wait, we can pull that up real quick.
100%. I got it on my phone.
Because I think that's good to
100%.
to look at.
I got everything on my phone. This is a computer right here. Live Life Weekly. I got it open already.
Okay, good. Because I'm trying to find it in our
All right,
conversation.
Daily Domino. 12 pips. Number 1, mental growth. Did you feed your mind today? This could be reading, journaling, learning something new, blah, blah, blah. Emotional awareness is number 2. Did you pause and check in with how you're feeling? Number 3, spiritual practice. Did you breathe, pray, meditate, connect, be present? Physical movement. Literally, we all physically move every day. So you can count getting out of bed, walking to your car, walking to work, walking up the steps. That all counts as a movement. So on a day that you're not going to the gym, you moved. Like you could really, like you did a little bit towards the movement side, but you still did it. You didn't lay in bed all day.
Right.
I would still give that a check.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be so strict and so gung-ho. Something. Clean nutrition. Easy. You could just skip a meal or you could just not have a fucking sugary coffee or fast food. Simple.
Yeah.
Reset and recovery. Did you get enough sleep? Simple. Just work on your sleep. That sleep is the number 1 most important thing. Actually, that might be the thing I would tell people. Sleep is the number 1 most important thing.
Why? Why do you think that?
It's not even think, it's a fact.
Okay, why do you say that?
We need the rest and recovery. We can't live without sleep. We could live a long time without food, without water. We cannot live without sleep.
Yeah.
24 hours up, we're fucked up.
Yeah, your body will shut down on you. As much as you
your
try to
mind
fight
starts
sleep.
going crazy. We need 100% sleep. All right, let me just run through the rest real quick. Number 7, financial awareness. You know what that means. Even though you suck at it, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Everybody sucks at it.
We do.
Purposeful work. Did you do something, move forward in your job? Even in something that you want to do personally, just work on something. Even if it's your actual job, but you like put your real effort into it, not just hate it and do it because your boss wants you to do. Put your effort into it. That's your shit. That's your job. Love that shit. Yeah. That's how you pay your bills. You lose your job, you're going to be fucked up. I saw something recently online that was like, it was something real funny, like life sucks when you have a job and when you don't have a job. Like the two worst things or something like that.
I agree.
That was
no,
so
you
funny.
know what? And I'm calling myself out. I fucking hate my job. And this morning, my man was like, but you see, you're so negative going into work. You're making your day worse.
My
and
man,
I know
look at
that.
him, my
yeah,
man.
he's on it. But I know that too. But it's like, fuck, I just want to hate my job. Like sometimes I fucking hate it. But you're right. I would be fucked without my job. And I got paid today and I was very happy.
What part do you hate?
I'm being a brat.
No,
I only literally hate
though?
waking up early, leaving my... Exactly. I'm being a brat.
So you
Once
get there,
I'm
you're good?
there, yeah.
Oh.
It's the going. It's the traffic. It's the looking for parking. It's the crackheads like harassing me while I walk into the building.
Where do you work? What city?
It's by... I work in the Bronx. I'm by the Bronx Zoo.
Suck.
Yeah. I'm by the Bronx Zoo, but there's like a lot of homeless shelters, rehab facilities, a hospital where I work. It's just a lot of
busy.
drunk people, druggies. It's a lot. It's a lot in the morning.
That's
Before
trash.
8 a.m., like you're already like heightened. You know what I mean? And that's why it's just
Overstimulated.
a lot. Yeah, overstimulated.
I got a few more. Connection. Did you connect with someone? This part is really the family. You could do it also with friends, but it's like having a human connection. Looking somebody in the eyes, speaking to them. Put your phone down. Have a human connection. It could literally be a phone call too. Call your family. Just have a human connection. Boundaries. Literally set your boundaries. We do stuff we don't want to every day, but work we have to do, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's certain boundaries we can easily create. Like, yo, I'm not doing that. Today, I'm not doing that. Put that on the domino. I'm not doing this today. And then eventually, you're not even going to think about this no more because it's not on your domino every day. Now you got a month without it being on your domino. It's in the past. It's not even fucking with you no more. Reflection. Did you review your day? Simple. I fuck with that so heavy in the night. When I'm in bed, I go through my whole day. It was a good day. I drove. My car was good. My car didn't break down. I got to work. Work was good. I got to film. I edited. I didn't get pulled over. I didn't get a ticket. I didn't get, it's just everything went good.
And that builds on the gratitude.
100%. I feel good. All that shit. And then the last one is intention setting. That's the one in the morning. So the reflection I do at night, intention in the morning. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna have a good day, I'm gonna drive good, I'm not gonna get into a car accident, everything's gonna be great. I'm gonna text my mom, good morning, I'm gonna hit the group chat up with my family, good morning. Just that intention set. I'm gonna have a good day at work.
You know what I love about that? Because it really is a framework.
100%, straight up.
Like that really is so, like those 12 steps are so simple. And you can apply them and literally you're going through it and I'm like, yo, I have already been doing this in my life and I like it because it's like simple, to the point, and it's practical. You're not telling anyone they need to sit on the floor for 3 hours, closing their eyes, meditating. No, it's like these are small things that anybody can do during the day. And your life does get better when you live like this.
Straight up.
It really does. And it's not
just
complicated.
Just the nutrition, the movement, and the sleep. I think those three, your life is going to be so
Most
different.
of those things don't cost anything. If any of them cost anything.
Yeah, straight up. Maybe nutrition because you got to feed yourself. Besides that, yo, what the hell?
Literally, there's really no excuse. Are you ever going to, okay, so I know you're going to do workshops with those.
Hell yeah.
Are you going to put it online at all or no?
I have a YouTube channel already that I've made. I just haven't created content for it.
Okay.
My plan is to give it all away for free, teach it as much as I can online, and if people need more, then I can do coaching.
Okay.
That's really the goal. I would love to do coaching. One-on-one or like community coaching.
Okay.
Or both.
Like life coaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight up. Well, it's life coaching, but
using
it's
those
that.
as a framework.
Exactly.
Yeah, using that framework.
So it's like, I have these tools that can help you, and I got you. I got you every step of the way.
Okay, so just to sum up the Live Life Weekly, what does that look like? What does Live Life Weekly look like in your real life? Like, I know you do all those pillars, right? But then how do you balance that with everything you have going on?
Scheduling.
And is anyone else in your life practicing this, or is it just you?
Right now, it's just me. I just literally just created this because of that class. I really wanted to prepare to have something beautiful. And at the end of the class, I was going to tell everybody to go download it if you want to, work on it by yourself. So, what was the question?
No, like what does it look like to you? Especially though,
my weekly.
Because maybe somebody at home, they want to start this journey, but they're afraid because maybe no one around them is on that same type of time.
Yeah, fuck everybody else. That's number one. 100% number one, don't worry about nobody else. Nobody matters but you and your family.
But their wife isn't into it. Their husband, my best friend, doesn't want to do this journey with me.
You know what a beautiful thing of that is lead by example. I've been doing that with my daughter because when you were a teenager, people, especially your parents, could tell you something a million times. If you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. So,
especially if they're not even about it themselves, I'm not listening to you.
So the subconscious mind, I still drop those jewels on my daughter, but I lead by example now. I drive my seatbelt on every time she's in every day. Even,
right.
But when she's around, I just make sure I do everything the right way. So that's her example. What was the question?
How do you balance it in your everyday life? Because essentially, like, a lot of those things are good, but when you're busy or when you have like stressful situations in your life, you have toxic people in your environment, it's like, yes, I want to apply all these things, but I just don't know if it's possible or realistic.
You know, what helps me is literally my calendar. I have a Google Calendar. I have one for the studio, and then I have one for my personal life. And that's really what's on my calendar is the most important thing I got to do that day. That's why it's on the calendar. So everything else, I can maneuver and move around. So the calendar has helped me tremendously. I know when I'm working. I know those hours are blocked off. And then I know when I have a podcast to film here with a client or go to a client's business and film for them. Those are all allotted for. So that's already set. All my work is already on my calendar. That's my whole week already set. Besides that, now I have to fill in all the other stuff. I like to fast. My preferred way to eat is one meal a day, around 5-6 p.m.
Oh, so soon.
But it doesn't happen every day. Some days I'll have 2 meals and it's okay. Like, your daily domino doesn't have to be perfect every day. But scheduling is everything. Literally, scheduling is everything. People don't want the accountability and the work, so they don't even worry about that. They just let the day come and just fuck up the day. And they do nothing. So I prepare for every day. The 5 Ps, proper preparation prevents poor performance. That I live by too, heavy. I prepare for fucking everything. This camera's killing me because I prepared for it and it's still fucked up. I don't know what happened. I got the clear memory card. I got the battery. I don't know what is pissing me off, but prepare for everything and schedule everything. Yeah. I love the sauna. That's like my favorite thing to do at the gym. I do 20 minutes minimum now. I used to do 15 minutes minimum. Now I do 20 minutes minimum. It's incredible. I feel like it changed my life. I go in there without my phone. I see other guys in there with their phone. That's ridiculous to me. Plus, you're sweating. Your fucking screen's all slippery.
Yeah.
So I sit there and literally I'm in the corner. I'm in the corner the whole time like this. I don't look at nobody, mainly because a lot of naked guys in there too, but I'm just in my mind, and I'm literally, when I'm there, I'm working through stuff. I can't even say I'm meditating, but working through stuff is meditation, because meditation means to become familiar with. So if you're going, let's say I have a podcast that's coming up, and that's just an example. It's not even a good example. Let's say I have a podcast coming up and I want to prepare for it. And in the sauna, I'm sitting there for 20 minutes thinking about the podcast, thinking about the direction, the highs, the lows, the questions, how to pry things, how to open it, how to close it, their introduction, all that shit. So it's becoming familiar with every aspect of your life. So meditation is literally working through your thoughts so much that you don't have to think about your thoughts no more. Now you have a clear mind. Yeah. And that's what the 3 rooms of the mind is too. It's like work through everything. But you have to be in silence with yourself in order to work through things. You can't work through things while you're doing dishes and music is going. Yeah. When the music's off, you're working through shit. You can really work through shit. In the shower, work through shit. Leave everything off. That's the room that you don't have your phone in your hand. So leave the fucking phone off. And then when you're
present with whoever, doing whatever, then you're just present because you already had your time to work through it.
100%.
You're not supposed to be working through it all day. People get
that's
consumed
what people do.
And trapped in their minds. Yeah.
They have to work on it all day because they don't work on it 100%, like direct. So it's going to be fucking with you all day. Like anxiety. You got something coming up. Anxiety is your best friend telling you, yo, you got something coming up. Worry about it. Work on it. Work through it until you're so at peace that you're not worried about it no more. Yeah. The 5 Ps. Go through that shit. Work on it. And then you're golden. Then you have nothing to worry about. Then you can sleep good. You're good. Everything's good when you work through shit. Yeah. 100%.
Ooh. All right. Final question.
That's it?
That's
I'm ready for 4 more hours.
We're 2 hours in this bitch.
I'm ready for 4 more.
Well, first, before I even ask you this final question, because it's pretty deep, was there something that you want people to know that we didn't touch on?
Man.
Anything at all? Misconceptions on you? Do you have any misconceptions?
Like other people thinking about? You know, people don't really open up to me. I feel like people don't fuck with me at a certain extent, or people don't know how to fuck with me.
Yeah, so I can see that.
Yeah, so it's like... So it's weird. It's like sometimes it's like I don't know what's going on with people.
Well, because no, I think you just give off an energy of like you really don't give a fuck. So it's like, why would anybody want to come to you or bother you with anything? I guess because it's like, oh, I don't think he's really gonna give me what I want, or like, I don't know.
I guess.
I have no idea. Like, do you have any close friends that you open up to? And
that's the thing.
Maybe because you don't open up.
I don't have anybody I can open up with and have a good conversation with. Like, open up completely, that's hard to find. My guy friends they don't give a fuck about nothing. They just give a fuck about what they give a fuck about.
Right.
You know, it's hard to find that. I actually never found that. I want to find my tribe. People that are on the same exact path as me.
But what does your tribe look like?
Me. People like me that are just gung-ho. Do it. Shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm here to do it. No matter what. I'm doing what the fuck I got to do and what I want to do, and I got to go, and I'm going. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I'm going.
And they're just as like honest and straightforward.
Straight up. Yo, because your word is bond.
Yeah.
And once you have that as your core, everybody trusts you. Everybody believes your word. That's beautiful shit right there. Your word is everything. All you have is your word.
I haven't found that tribe.
I know, right? Nobody. That's why I'm saying nobody fucks with me. It's like nobody really like opens up. It's like I'm letting people know this is what I do. This is what I give a fuck about. This is what I'm about, and I'm just waiting for people to like-minded people to fuck with me. But I have found a good group of people that are creative, especially when I started doing podcasting, and now I got the music side too. I met some good artists are good people because I always say artists wear their heart in their sleeves.
Yeah, they do.
They when you are artistic, you're tapping into your childhood. You're tapping into your inner self. It's kind of like meditation. If you're painting, if you're drawing, if you're writing, if you're focusing on one thing, that's what artists do. No matter what art. It could be writing, like I said, it could be poetry, it could be painting, it could be drawing, it could be photography. I realize those people I connect with the most because creatives are open-ass people.
They are.
We wear our heart on our sleeve. Like we're all in. Yeah, we're all in, and we could talk about anything and do anything. So Josh Dews, I fuck with him heavy. He's the owner of Stockroom Records. Me and him have became really close.
Shout out to Josh.
Yeah, he's good people. So I'd say he's kind of tribe-like, even though he has a lot going on.
But that felt mixy on a podcast to be asking about other people.
It's good because he has a podcast too, and me and him are on each other's podcasts a lot. We co-host each other's shit, and I feel like that's the closest to my tribe I got. I fuck with some producers, some beat makers. My business partner does the music side here. Me and him click really well, and I think it's that artistic shit. Our minds are different because I think artistic people are less egotistical, I think, because we're more open, we're more
vulnerable too.
We're expressive. We're very expressive. So I think that's what I like about artists. Yeah. So lately that's been my tribe, I think.
Okay,
artists
so you're finding it, and you know what? It takes time to really build those connections anyway.
100%.
So
I got to promote this shit more too, the Live Life Weekly, so I could find that tribe of people.
Because this is
I'm
so
hesitant,
useful.
but I gotta start
it's
shit.
because I've been on the path of Buddhism for a few years. So everything you said is like, yes, it's just like gold stars across the board because it's exactly what it is.
Work on everything.
It's no fluff. It's no bullshit. All right, now final question: if your 100th episode was the final page in a chapter, what title would you give the next one?
If it's the final chapter,
so like 100 episodes, this is the end of this, and now we're starting a new chapter.
Season,
right? Basically.
Okay.
What would be this new season called?
Damn.
For Franjez?
I don't know. That's a good one. Let me think. I guess it will have to do with the Live Life Weekly, the enlightenment, the seeking. I don't know, maybe seeking? Seeking. Yo, because that's...
Are you seeking something? Because that's interesting that you chose that word.
Yo, seeking is... seeking meaning in life. That type of seeking is what I mean. I want to seek to the depth. Like, I've been studying a lot of yogis lately, and they're all about spirituality, and that's what I really love. I've been diving so deep into that shit. Sadhguru, the book Karma, he wrote incredible.
When you say yogi, what is that? Like, what is a yogi?
It's like a spiritual person that they're pretty much 100% spiritual.
Okay.
They every aspect of their life is spiritual.
Okay.
They usually sit in Indian position and they usually just chill all day and they're happy as fuck because they're so present. Like they exude just presence and love of life. And yogis don't read, they're not religious, they're not educated, they don't know nothing about nothing, and they don't care about nothing. They just know what life and love is and all the right things.
That's how they live their life.
And that's the most beautiful thing to do. If you're not running your life through everything that you learned and you're just going off of your feelings and your love and your life and you're so in tune with yourself and you're so present, that's being a yogi. That's beautiful right there. Those people are the happiest. When I first started this journey, I was looking into like the happiest people in the world, the healthiest people in the world, blah 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 blah, and it wasn't yogis. It's monks. Monks came up.
Monks.
And you think of happiness and you think of somebody like partying or like on a vacation on a yacht with bottles and music and it's the best and luxury and the best foods. And those are not the happiest people. They're trying to fill in. They're trying to fill their unhappiness with what they think will make them happy. All that shit is fun, but that's not happiness. That's fun. Yeah. Happiness is on the inside. Yeah. And that's what I learned when I was trying to find the happiest, most peaceful people on earth. And it's fucking monks because they're on the inside. Inside is the best. Outside is fun, of course. Skydiving, traveling, eating, sleeping. Everything's fun. Everything feels good, tastes good, moment, smells good. Yeah.
It's temporary.
100%. Yeah. 100%. But inside is eternal. Even after we die, we're still here. It's sick. It's a lot of sick shit.
Yeah. If you're not happy with you,
you're fucked.
You're fucked forever. It doesn't matter.
You're going to keep trying to filling shit in, and nothing's going to fill it in.
Nothing. Oh my God. Franjez, this was great. Did you have fun? Was this 100%, good? 100%.
I love being a guest.
Because I know. This is a lot of pressure. Shit. No, but it was good. I'm glad. This was great.
Yeah.
Congratulations on 100 episodes.
100 episodes.
I look forward to what else you do, what else you create. I'm just waiting. I'm like, what is Franjez doing now? Let's just see what he's doing now. But that's awesome. I love it.
Thank you very much.
Congrats.
Thank you for hosting.
Of
the
course.
First time I ever gave that chair to somebody.
Oh my God, I'm honored. That's lit.
It's crazy.
Yeah, bitches. Thank you.
It was great. My pleasure.
Close this out.
Episode 100. If you've been rocking with me this whole time, much love. These are long episodes every Wednesday, 6 p.m. at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. I'm going hard. I don't plan on stopping consistently every week, every Wednesday for 100 weeks so far. 100 weeks consistently. Fuck with me because I don't fuck around.
Talk your shit.
And I'm going to keep going. I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this is taking me, but fuck it. It all started, I think, my friend invited me to be a co-host on his podcast. And I just enjoyed the shit out of it. I started my own. He stopped his and I just kept going. I love the shit. I love talking. Conversation's amazing. I feel like I've grown a lot from the shit because just talking, just learning other people's stories too. People always have a gem. Every guest has at least one good gem.
Yep.
Well, mostly.
Well,
I've had some trash ass guests.
You can always find one pot. At least if they dress nice for the episode, at least you put some effort in. But yeah, fire.
Any last
amazing.
Words?
No, this was great. I had a blast. We don't need to do all that. I've been on so many. I'm like, we're good. This is great.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Peace and love.